Hi everyone, it's Rax. Yesterday I posted my universal loot filter to make last epoch easier for you, and I love to see the positivity in the comments. I'm really glad you guys liked it. How would you like me to make your life even easier today? There's a new feature that last epoch implemented with the stash that literally does all the work for you. Let me show you how it works. So, if you go to a stash, and what you typically do in an ARPG, if you're blasting, is at the front of your stash, you might have like a dump tab, right? Where you just vomit items in there, and I'll look at it later. And then you go blast for a few hours, you fill it all up, and then you filter through all the stuff that you got, and you try to see if you got anything good, right? Well, I filled up my inventory with the most random shit I could possibly find. I've got set items, I got big idols, I got small idols, I have uniques, I have legendary potential uniques, weavers will, legendaries, all different kinds of exalts. And if you want to transfer an item into the tab that you currently have open, you just hold shift and you press right click. So if I right click all these items, it should just vomit it into this tab, right? Okay, well, let's see what happens. Oh, wait a minute. Where are all my items going? That I don't even understand. Did I lose them all? Nope. You want to know what happened? It auto sorted them all perfectly. Don't believe me? The exalts are all here, all the one-handers. Here's a second tab of the one-handers. I just haven't found enough one-handers yet. Here's all of my two-handers and some more two-handers. Here are the offhands. Here are the helmets. Here's the chests. The idols. Here's the big ones. Four big ones. Medium, medium, small, and small. Set items. Oh, started another tab. Beautiful. All of my regular uniques. All of my legendary potential uniques. Couple tabs of them, actually. And everything with Weaver's Will right here. Oh, my legendary is sitting right over here. Unbelievable. How does this work? I'm going to show you. So, I would recommend making a dump tab in the middle. Anything that flows in here would mean that it has not flown into the other hierarchies that you've created. So it'll let you know either that a tab is full and you need to purchase another one, or that it's like a yellow or a blue that doesn't really belong anywhere and maybe you shatter it. So the first thing you want to do is create all of these top little categories. You do that with this plus sign. Okay. You create a new category, you right click it, then you name it exalts, and you color it purple. Okay. And then you do the same thing with idols, color it blue. You get the idea. You can make as many of them as you want. You can copy my format at the top here. Then within these little headers, we're going to make a bunch of tabs. Now, exalts are going to get by far the most because we want one for every different type of item in the game. The reason why is exalts are either for wearing in the specific slot, or more importantly, usually for slamming into uniques to make legendaries. And when you slam them, the base type has to be the same. So if you just vomit your exalts, how many of you just vomit your exalts everywhere across 30 tabs? And then you're like, all right, I want to search for a bow. And maybe you open up here and you search a bow like here, and it pulls up like 30 different tabs where your bows are and you can't find jack shit. Well, now if I type bow, oh, first of all, why is there one in here? Oh, it probably has bow somewhere in the, bow damage in the affix. But really, all of my bows are in the two-handed tabs. That's every single bow right there. You can even make it more granular if you want, which I'll show you in a moment. And you can actually just put the bows completely by themselves. But anyway, get a bunch of tabs in here. And what I've done is I right-click and I named it one-handers tab number 1. Some of them will require multiple tabs, like the two-handed tab, because they take up so much space. Then you're going to pick exalts, and then just pick the one-handers. You can even make it more granular if you want. For example, if you're only going to play Judgment Paladin and you want a tab specifically for the one-handed sword so you can see what's good, you can do that as well. And then there's a ton of other granularity you can pick here, but we're just going to pick exalted for now. You just go on through and do the same thing for all the other things. Two-hander, pick the two-handers. Again, you can make a separate one for bows if you want. Your offhands, your helmets, your chests, same thing. Name it chest 1 in case you get too many, then it'll be chest 2. Body armor, exalted. And this whole tab will be perfect for you. And the affinity will make it, when you shift right click an item, auto go into the tabs. For the idols, I don't know. I named them big 1, big 2, medium 2. It should be 1 and 2, not 2 and 3. Where did medium 1 go? I'll have to make the next tab as medium 1. I'll just demonstrate that. How would I do that? Create a new tab, right click, medium 1. And then I think my medium idols, I was doing not these two. I think I was doing humble and stout are medium to me. Rarity, we don't need rarity for the idols. I forgot to color it, no problem. And we just drag it over to medium 1, and it's just going to start vomiting them all in there nice and perfectly when these two are filled up. Easy mode. For sets, same thing. S1, sets, set. You shouldn't need too many of these because you can salvage the set items to get their affix shards. So if you have pages and pages of this, you need to go do, what is that woven echo to shatter them. Now, uniques are probably the most difficult. We'll do that one last. Legendaries, excuse me. Just pick legendary down here, and there they go. Again, you can make it more granular than this if you would like. Now, this is probably the most complicated one, the uniques. If you want to separate your uniques based upon legendary potential, Weaver's Will, and just the crappy ones, what you have to do with the regular ones is set the maximum legendary potential at 0. That's another way of saying it cannot have legendary potential. And set the maximum Weaver's Will at 0. Also meaning it can't have Weaver's Will. All 4 of those tabs need to have it. Then for the legendary potential, you set the minimum legendary potential at 1. And then you put the Weaver's Will at 0. Meaning only stuff with legendary potential comes in here, and it can't have Weaver's Will. If you want to, you could also make a tab with 2 legendary potential and 3 and 4. If you wanted to do it that way, whatever works best for you. Weaver's Will is the exact opposite. We want to set the legendary potential max at 0. I don't want any legendary potential in here. And actually, you probably didn't even need to do that. This is enough. Just a Weaver's Will requirement of 1 would probably just do it all the way on its own. And the Weaver's Will items flood in here. So just one final time, just for clarification, just take a bunch of shit out of all of the things. Okay, give me an exalt from here and here and here. Okay, and then you go to your dump tab. Done. There you go. It all filters in perfectly. That's it. That's the entire video. So create the categories at the top, right click, name it, have a nice little convention, select the rarity, mess around with it. You can see very nicely all of your tabs right here. Use this little arrow thing to see them better, just over here. The uniques for the basic ones, set these to max at 0, LP, minimum legendary potential of 1, Weaver's Will at 0, Weaver's Will, minimum 1. There you go, works perfectly. So this combined with the loot filter, damn, that's got to make your last Epoch life pretty easy, huh? Big credit to EHG for putting this in the game. I did send a message to EHG, or I made a video also yesterday or the day, one of these days, about it, where it would be beautiful if on a season start, we could pay, I don't know, some low amount of gold, like 10,000 gold or 20,000 gold, 50,000 gold, whatever, to have the seasonal start where you get like 10 tabs and maybe it sets up this base setup for you, or it remembers what you did before, but it just goes boop, 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 boop. And it gives you maybe 1 or 2 tabs in each for 20k gold with all the right colors and all the right settings. And that way, when you start, it's automatically already starting to cook. You still have to manage it. You still have to buy new tabs and name it as you continue to go. But some kind of memory system would be amazing. Another thing that they could do with the loot filters is when I make a loot filter for you, I can just copy it and export it and put it in Pastebin, and you paste it in and it works for you. So it would be cool if there was a way that I could do that as well. If I could copy and paste this structure that I spent a lot of time making, send it to you, and you can just copy it, and then you have the same thing. Anyway, just some ideas there. We're always cooking over here, but yeah, that's it, guys. We don't need to extend it anymore. I hope you got something out of this. Let me know if you didn't know that this was in the game. Nice ad by EHG. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.